I want to go to our colleague, Matt Bradley, who is also in Tel Aviv, who I understand has some new reporting on this. Matt, what do you know?
Well, we're just seeing this. I'm just parsing out this statement like the rest of us, Hallie. It is confusing. One of the things that really turns me around here is that he says officially Iran will start the ceasefire. And upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire. And upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war. Clearly, President Trump sees this 12-day war as a successor to the 6-day war. So it looks as though, and I don't know any more than you do here, Hallie, but it looks as though Iran is going to stop firing, and then 12 hours later, Israel will be enjoined to stop firing. And upon the 24th hour, both of them, or the war will be officially declared over. That almost makes it sound like Israel will have its way with Iran for a 12-hour period between the time when Iran starts its end of the ceasefire and then Israel picks up on its end, though he does say that during each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful. It's confusing because, of course, you do think of a ceasefire as being a mutual agreement, not that one can have a ceasefire and the other, unless one just simply ceases firing and the other is allowed to continue firing. That doesn't sound like much of a negotiated agreement. However, we're going to have to give President Trump the benefit of the doubt here. He's announcing a major.
You know what? I don't know where they get these people from, but it's clear what's being said. Basically, they want to make sure that one side stops bombing, and then they'll all come to a mutual agreement. So I'm gonna agree to stop first, and they want to make sure that you are a person of your word, or you're a group of your word. And I don't know why that they try to make it seem like it's just so confusing, and to give flowers where flowers are due. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was concerned myself as to what may potentially happen when this whole thing started. But let's see, let's flip over to another station and see what they have to say.
What happened with Iran in the Middle East, and some breaking news coming just now. Joining us this evening, Vice President J.D. Vance. Mr. Vice President, thanks for coming.
Absolutely, thank you.
Just seconds ago, the president went to Truth Social and typed this. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire. Complete and total ceasefire is what he typed.
Yep.
What does that mean? How did it come about? What's the development here?
Well, we were actually working on that just as I left the White House to come over here. So that's good news that the president was able to get that across the finish line. I think what it means, Brett, is quite simple. First of all, the president, without, knock on wood, having a single American casualty, obliterated the Iranian nuclear program. We are now in a place where we weren't a week ago. A week ago, Iran was very close to having a nuclear weapon. Now, Iran is incapable of building a nuclear weapon with the equipment they have because we destroyed it. So that's a very, very big thing. Now, what that means, I think, is we have to talk to Iran and, of course, to Israel about what the future holds. Because while we have obliterated the Iranian nuclear program, our hope and our expectation is that they're not going to try to rebuild that program. And I think that's what the president is really trying to figure out here, is to build.
And so you see he adds a little more background and context to, what actually is going on. We've heard, a few weeks ago that Iran was actually close to building a nuclear weapon, and he adds context to that. He explains to us that, this was something that we didn't want to happen. And so, we pretty much handled it, and we want to make sure that they're not able to do this in the future. So yeah, he added a little context, but then he also, hopefully he goes into, what the ceasefire means, and a little more in depth, since it's so confusing, to someone. If you read the entire message, you'll understand what it means. But let's see what else JD has to say.
a long-term settlement here to where we can have peace in the region, where our regional allies and, of course, the American people, most importantly, can be secured, but where we can ensure that the destruction of the Iranian nuclear program that has already happened is not something they try to rebuild.
And I'll just say this. Again, this was something that, I was concerned about. I'm sure a lot of other people was concerned about. And this is something that Trump said, that there will be no new wars, and it didn't look good. It didn't look good at all. It looked as if, we were on the brink of a war. And for some reason, and I don't know the full detail, but for some reason, we get pulled into things that we shouldn't necessarily get pulled in. While I believe we shouldn't get pulled into, it's kind of like if you're out with your girl and, hopefully none of y'all girls get like this, and mine didn't, but I've heard of people doing this. You're out and, she talking slick to another dude. The dude is not going to say nothing to your girl. He's more than likely, he's not going to attack her. He's going to say, hey, bro, you need to check your chick. And now that brings you into a situation where you was chilling, you was having a nice time, you were out enjoying yourself, and you got pulled into something that you didn't have the intentions of getting pulled into. And it kind of seems like that. Like, we got our other chicks out there, and they're out there popping their gums and, with people that they shouldn't be doing, that too. So, yeah. And then we're getting pulled into something, the same thing happened with Ukraine, right? This whole thing with Ukraine, and unfortunately the thing with Ukraine and Russia, like, they seem like they don't want to come to an agreement. But I mean, thank God that, they actually, that Iran, and Israel, it sounds like they're coming to an agreement.
I want to get to the obliterated part in just a minute, but I just want to read this fully so I get the context here. Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now, when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in-progress final missions for 12 hours, at which point, the ceasefire for 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended. Officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world. During each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful on the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will. I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. This is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will. God bless Israel. God bless Iran. God bless Iran. God bless the Middle East. God bless the United States of America, and God bless the world. He seems confident that this is all coming together.
That's right.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari.
Oh, I'm about to switch my account next time. Sorry, y'all. Let's see. There we go.
He seems confident.
And it looks like the president has been able to do that. I mean, look, he's been working the phones constantly. Frankly, before the 12-day war started, but certainly over the past 12 days, the president's been extremely clear about America's national objective here. It is to create a world where Iran cannot build a nuclear weapon. We, of course, destroyed the nuclear program that they had, and the president told the entire team, we're going to work to make sure that they don't try to rebuild that nuclear capability in the future. And it's, look, this is a great thing, For Israel, think about this. They've accomplished an important military objective. They've helped us destroy the Iranian nuclear program. They've also destroyed the conventional missile capability of Iran that threatened the country of Israel. For the Iranians, I think this is a new opportunity to actually pursue the path of peace. As I said yesterday, what the Iranians have showed through their support of terror networks, through their now failed effort to build a nuclear weapon, is that they're just not very good at war. And I think the president really hit the reset button and said, look, let's actually produce long-term peace for the region. That's always been his goal. I actually think when we look,
I think peace is the most important thing. Nobody wanted to see a war. Well, at least people that I talked to, nobody wanted to see a war. And I'm glad that, Trump was able to work this out. Do you think there would have been a ding on his legacy if there was a war? Like, let me know what you guys think inside of the comments. What's your take on the war? Why is it that, we come to the defense of certain groups all the time? Does it seem like to you that we get pulled into a lot of stuff that we shouldn't get pulled into? But I'm going to sign off for the day. Without my co-host, I just decided to hop on and share that with you because it was breaking news. But let me know what you think. Peace.